My name is Nick Such. I am the co-founder and CEO of BuildingLayer. BuildingLayer does stuff with indoor maps. Started off with indoor navigation for hospitals, and now we're getting into facilities and inventory management. So when we originally started this company in its slightly different form, we had 14 co-founders. So this started off as 3 undergraduate student engineering projects. I went through a program that we have called Awesome Labs. So first off, horrible idea, never start with 14 co-founders. Unfortunately, everyone's self-selected, and there are 3 of us now who run the company. Additionally, we are from Lexington, Kentucky, which, if you know anything about startup meccas, Lexington is not yet one of those. So we've had some challenges in raising funding, in finding the right talent, and getting our products in front of the right people. Fortunately, one of the challenges that helped us out with is there are lots of manufacturers, lots of businesses very willing to open their doors to us as a startup in kind of not a top tier city. Customers can be tricky, so there's a lot of advice there on how to behave with respect to customers. Sometimes they give you feedback that's really helpful. Sometimes they steer you in the wrong direction. So really knowing how to parse the feedback that you get from customers has been something that we have learned a lot about as we've progressed. Our initial group of customers, when we started off, we had a hotel chain and a few city government organizations, and we found out that selling to 3 or 4 customers at the same time can be quite a challenge, as you take one customer's needs and have to deal with so many people. Another thing, as we've progressed and as we've kind of changed what we do, it's been really important to stick to our vision. We've had some requests from those customers to do things that didn't really interest us, one of which is advertising. So we're a group of 3 recovering engineers, you might say. Definitely love being an engineer, but there are sometimes challenges in wanting to build something great rather than build something that our customers want. So in doing that, we do want to stay as close as we can to our core. We like building cool stuff that solves people's problems. And so it was pretty tough for us when we had customers asking, hey, can you provide us an ad-supported version of what you do? And for us, it really, it wasn't just a different revenue model, it was a different core product for us. So in doing the navigation systems that we do, we really like to see that solve the problem of people getting lost in large, complex spaces. We like to see that as improving the efficiency of which human beings can move around and perform their daily activities. And we see advertising as counter to that. It's a distraction, it's something that slows people down. So really sticking true to our core vision, I think has not only connected us now with the right customers, with the right goals, but it's really improved our core product. So we went through a startup accelerator program over the summer called Betaspring in Providence, Rhode Island. The group of mentors there was incredibly helpful in helping us move forward in avoiding a lot of the startup pitfalls, and making sure that we had things in order that could come back to bite us later, having the right agreements among our founding team and having our company incorporated properly, in getting introductions to investors, and really forcing us to get outside the building. We could sit in a room and code all day and it'd be a lot of fun, but by encouraging us to really talk to the right people, by asking us tough questions, that was really helpful. Additionally, the opportunity just to spend 3 focused months with none of the distractions of our normal daily lives, and being in a city that's half a day away from where we live, it really forced us to come together as a team to really focus on what we were doing, and it helped us move forward a lot more quickly. Additionally, in being from Kentucky, there's a great program there called the Kentucky Enterprise Fund. And so we got some initial funding in the form of a grant through the state of Kentucky, which really helped bridge us from being this student project with 1 or 2 customers, and really helping us survive, continue to grow that, and expand our sales channels, and helped to get us into to the point where we were ready to go off to the Startup Accelerator and get us to where we are. So right now we have not paid ourselves as co-founders. We have some additional funding and revenues. We've got a little bit of cash in the bank, but our burn rate is going to significantly increase probably within about a month. So I've exhausted most of my personal savings. My co-founders are a little bit more cushion than I do, but this is about to really transition into to a real business, not just a startup project or something. We've been working on a new product for about the past 6 months, and so we're standing at the edge of getting that in front of a wide group of customers, and really doing some good customer development to figure out if this thing that we've been working on, if this hypothesis that we have is true, and for whom it provides the best value. So it's a tough thing to take your baby, to take this surprise thing and show it to people and get the feedback that maybe this isn't what they're looking for. But really, we've waited too long to do that. So it's a big abyss, but excited to dive in and come out on the other side. So for me, what really inspires me to keep going is to see people wasting time in their lives and not really knowing it. So we take our time for granted. Most people undervalue their time, perhaps overvalue their money. But for us, it's just this huge opportunity when people are lost trying to find their way within a building. That's wasted time. If they had the opportunity to choose, I could spend my time being lost inside a hospital, or I could spend my time, for those precious few moments being with my family members, then we're pretty sure they would choose the latter. So we see that as an opportunity to enable these people to live richer lives, and that's really where it translates. Waste less, be more efficient, spend time doing what you want to do to improve the quality of your life, or to improve the quality of others' lives, to change the world. Awesome. And that really keeps us going. I find inspiration from a lot of different places. I read a lot of books, and so kind of have the opportunity to expose myself to a lot of different ideas. I just finished Born to Run, which really has nothing to do with startups, but it's really inspiring because it's a group of, it's about an idea that running shoes aren't good for people, and that human beings are incredibly capable beyond our wildest dreams. And I think those two things are really important. The latter, just like efficiency, just like wasted time, I think there's a lot of wasted potential that just hasn't been unlocked in people. I think a lot of people really don't know what they're capable of, and running a company like this and showing people that, hey, I'm just this kid a few years out of college. If I can do this, just imagine what you can do. So it really inspires me to hear stories like that. The other side of that book is that this notion that this thing we thought was always true, that these shoes are going to make you run faster and they're going to reduce injuries. Realizing that that might not be true is an important thing. As someone who develops technology, that's my job every day, is to go around and find these things that we take for granted and build new tools that make our old processes obsolete. And right now a lot of people accept that it's okay to get lost, and we don't think that's okay. So that really inspires me to change these long-held assumptions, because I think we can build a better world.